So, Halo 2, huh? Halo 2 was quite the popular game back then. Pretty popular, I'd say.
Let's go, Halo 2!
So when they shut down the servers in 2010, the Halo 2 diehards scattered around trying to find other places to play Halo 2. Some people went to Halo 2 Vista, while others went to X-Link High. And well, people that didn't have a PC and didn't want to play Halo 2 on 800 ping on a 16-player lobby on X-Link High were kinda left without remedy. That is until the Master Chief Collection was announced in 2014, promising the original Halo 2 multiplayer.
Exactly as it shipped 10 years ago.
It was gonna be a dream come true, the return of the king, the best Halo multiplayer finally playable again. And yeah, we all know what happened there. It was quite a nice slap in the face to longtime Halo fans, and well, it kinda killed any momentum the game had at that point. Fast forward a couple of years later, and Halo 2 is finally playable again. Except, it's not quite the same as before. Halo 2 is considerably less populated than other games on MCC, and having seen the way it's talked about in the community, it's the less favorite game among MCC players. So what happened? How does the game go from being the most played game on Xbox Live to a shadow of its former glory? It's many factors really, and without trying to sound like a homeless conspiracy theorist, I'll try to explain it as best as I can. The original Halo 2 multiplayer had many features, from clans, to in-game voice messages, to pre-game lobbies, to lots of different playlists, etc. And these things mattered. They gave the game a huge sense of community.
Yeah, whatever
I
you say,
do
bro,
not
just
sound like
relax.
a little girl. I don't sound like that. I do not sound like that.
You do.
I don't
Actually,
sound
you
like
do.
that.
It felt like you were playing with actual people, forming friendships, developing bonds with teammates, interacting with quirky personalities, while also making enemies, building rivalries, and developing year-long tensions with certain players. You know, human interaction. Connecting with other people was something that Bungie really tried hard to implement into the game. And well, at the heart of that, you had the gameplay, and without saying too much, this is the average gameplay of Halo 2 on MCC. And this is the average gameplay of Halo 2 on the original Xbox.
Wait, are you lying or not?
Okay.
You guys are rushing.
The game was just more accessible to people. It was more accessible to the casual player. Halo 2 was a game that everyone could have fun in, casuals and tryhards alike. Gamers, non-gamers, everyone. And well, let's just say there's a few things under the hood of Halo 2 on MCC that makes it play different than the original game. The difference in the tick rate is already a well-known topic. The MCC version is clearly faster than the original, and well, must resist the urge. Well, this is pure speculation on my part, and it might not be entirely true, so take this with a grain of salt. But does Halo 2 on MCC actually have a netcode? You know, the netcode was pretty important. It basically took into consideration lag when playing online. It made sure things were synchronized, balanced, and fair. With MCC Halo 2, there are many of these unfair moments that just leave you puzzled as to how that even happened. The netcode for Halo 2 was designed around a player in the lobby being the host and everyone else connecting to that person. And while in MCC there is no host, all the games run on dedicated servers. So is this game's netcode actually active on MCC? If it isn't, it would explain a lot of things. But this is just my personal theory, so don't take this super seriously. But I will leave you with one little head scratcher. The original game, as well as Halo 2 Vista, had this indicator on the in-game scoreboard showing the quality of everyone's connection. And in MCC, the connection indicator thing is nowhere to be seen. But if you host a custom game, where the game defaults back to peer-to-peer, you'll be able to see it again. Again, pure speculation on my part. So, what's the alternative? So many people want to play Halo 2, and when they hop on MCC, they're greeted with this lovely experience. Well, allow me to introduce Insignia. Insignia is a replacement service for Xbox Live 1.0 on the original Xbox. It basically brings back online functionality for original Xbox games. It had its initial launch 2 years ago with a handful of games, and the team has been hard at work updating a bunch of titles to have Insignia functionality. It's actually pretty awesome. Being able to revisit old Xbox games that went offline years ago and playing them online again is a really cool experience. A lot of the games hold up surprisingly well. There isn't much lag, and the netcode is pretty solid even by modern standards. It makes sense considering Insignia is literally just Xbox Live 1.0, and Microsoft was no slouch when it came to their software design. It's not like X-Link Kai, where it's just a bridge tunneling software that tricks your Xbox into thinking it's playing LAN, but it's really online. This is the real deal here. And well, as of March 15, the Insignia team officially restored online functionality for original Halo 2. That means the original game is back online, exactly the way it shipped 20 years ago, baby.
One of the most eagerly awaited video games finally goes on sale.
Preparing to rewrite retail history.
Video game is expected to have bigger first-day revenues than any movie has ever had an opening day at the box office.
Biggest retail launch in entertainment history.
Dozens of grown men and probably about 3 women have crawled out of their parents' basements tonight to be first in line to buy the new video game Halo 2.
Video gamers across the country are anxiously awaiting the midnight release of a game called Halo 2.
Although, actually, you never know.
The awesome diverse playlist, the awesome menu, the clan system, the super bounces, the voice chat, that cool sound when you get a message from someone, the ranking system, all of the awesome features it had are back in their full glory. It's honestly pretty incredible. Halo 2 is the one game that many Halo fans never got to experience online due to its short lifespan before being taken offline. And now, everyone can play it again. Everyone can revisit the original game the way it was intended, the way Bungie made it, the way God intended. So that brings us to the question at hand. Why bother playing Halo 2 on Insignia when we already have Halo 2 on MCC? Well, after playing this game extensively and jumping back and forth between original Halo 2 and MCC, I can share some of my thoughts after my experience with playing both games back to back. The first thing I want to point out is the gameplay. I've talked about some of the differences in gameplay between the original and MCC, but after actually playing the original game for some time, I've noticed it feels more balanced and fair compared to its MCC counterpart. The pacing feels so much better in the original game. MCC can feel a lot faster, and reacting to certain things can seem kind of impossible. It's especially difficult to turn things around when you're locked in a battle with someone. In most cases, it essentially boils down to, if somebody shoots you first, they basically got the kill on you. Now Halo 2 is fast, but it wasn't this fast, and it just feels like something was lost in translation. There's also many gameplay modes and map combinations that almost never happen on MCC. Game modes like One Flag on Burial Mounds, Neutral Bomb and Coagulation, Big Team Battle on Colossus, Big Team Battle on Lockout, Flag Wars on Waterworks, Assault on Zanzibar. This map actually showing up in matchmaking. This map's called Containment, it's actually pretty good. There's a whole slew of game mode and map combinations that show up in OG Halo 2, which are notably absent on MCC. The overall menu and matchmaking experience in MCC feels kinda empty. Something just feels missing on MCC. It's missing a bit of that flavor, that spice, that spark. It's missing a bit of that punch that Bungie put into the game. It's missing that passion and attention to detail you can feel in other aspects of Halo 2. Things like pre-game lobbies, where people could dish out the most foul, vile language known to man, and still somehow have a good time. Pre-game lobbies were removed from MCC in 2018, and they were never added back despite the community's requests for them. Clans were another awesome feature. You remember those clan tags games used to have? When you and your friends could all use the same clan tag and use it together? Well, in Halo 2 that was a fully fleshed out feature. A feature where you could have over 100 people in your clan and give each person a rank and position based on their merit. People could also host clan battles and go up against other clans. There was even clan tournaments back in the day. It all sounds a bit nerdy, but it was pretty awesome. These are just some of the features the Insignia version of Halo 2 offer that MCC doesn't have. These are features that were the core of Halo's multiplayer. While having good gameplay and good maps was important, it was really the social features that kept players engaged, that made them stick around, that made them longtime Halo fans. Because a good game becomes even better when there's features that allow players to connect in interesting ways with other people. It's these types of social features that make games stand out, that puts them above the competition. It's what made Halo legendary. That alone is a reason enough to play the original game over MCC. So how does one go about installing Insignia? It's quite simple really. All you need is an original Xbox, a USB to controller adapter, and a 128 megabyte flash drive. You can install Insignia on a modded console as well as on a stock console, but I highly recommend that you soft mod your Xbox. This is aging hardware, and hardware failures like your hard drive dying out are becoming more and more common every day. I highly recommend checking out Mr.Mario's videos on how to install Insignia. He explains everything very thoroughly. So yeah, dig out your dusty Xbox from your closet and install Insignia. I recommend joining the official Insignia server. They have a thread specifically dedicated for players playing Halo 2. I also recommend joining the Classic Halo Hub Discord server. They host Halo 2 game nights every Tuesday and Thursday. Huge shout out to Punny88 and all the Halo Classic Hub mods. I'll leave links below in the description. Peace.